Good Tuesday afternoon, everyone. I'm Liz Hurley with this 48 Fastcast. This is our digital newscast where we bring you the top stories of the day in 10 minutes or less. We start today in Huntsville, where 3 children right now are in the hospital following a car crash this morning. That crash occurred about 8 a.m. off Macon Lane. Don Webster with HEMC says one child is in serious but stable condition. The other children received non-life-threatening injuries. The crash is currently under investigation. Another failed vote in the U.S. Senate this morning means the federal shutdown extends to 34 days. By 11 o'clock tonight, it will be a new record for the longest federal government shutdown in U.S. history. Now, the shutdown impacts more than 750,000 Alabamians who rely on SNAP benefits. Those are federal benefits. As the future of SNAP remains uncertain right now, food donation services are in dire need of resources. The Little Free Pantry system across Madison County is seeing its pantries empty quicker than normal. Alex Forsyth says it takes an entire crew to keep these pantries stocked and says donations are desperately needed right now.
If you got a giant pack of hot cocoa mix and you only like 3 out of the 5 flavors, put the other ones in here, because that's going to be a luxury to someone. Somebody is going to absolutely savor every single cup of that hot cocoa, and it's not going to go bad in the back of your pantry. You're preventing food waste, you're helping your neighbor, and you're making a difference.
Making a difference, that is what it's all about. To find a pantry near you, whether to donate or if you need that extra food assistance, head on over to the Madison County Little Free Pantries page on Facebook. Again, there is movement going on in Montgomery. Governor Ivey has just made a supplemental infusion of money into the SNAP benefit fund, if you will. So we'll have more on that coming up live today at 4 o'clock on WAFF 48. The 46th Vice President of the United States has passed away. Dick Cheney, former Republican Vice President under George Bush, died Monday night following complications of pneumonia. Cheney served as President Bush's vice president from 2001 to 2009. And before that, he served as the Secretary of Defense for Bush's father in the early 1990s. Cheney was 84. We'll be right back.
Hey, good afternoon again, everybody. What a wonderful day out there. Temperatures around 70, very little wind, very little cloud cover out there. I did find out what those bugs were flying on our camera over in Decatur. Somebody said it was ladybugs out there. A lot of ladybugs. I think we got a lot of beetles out there too, but they're all going to be gone next week once this Arctic blast moves in. Boy, the European model came in today, doubling down on the cold blast coming in Sunday night into Monday. The coldest morning is going to be Veterans Day morning with temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. And Monday morning, we could see a flurry or two if there's any moisture or clouds left. And I mean that in all seriousness because the temperatures and the thickness of the atmosphere is going to be dropping rapidly. There's not going to be any issues with snow at all. I know people get a little crazy when we talk about that, but the cold is going to get everyone. Bitter cold coming in Monday. Current temperatures in the 70s around here. Even up north, look at North Platte, 81 degrees. A lot of times when you get this big Arctic push, you'll get a real change of much warmer air in the southeast and then much colder air, of course, where the Arctic air is. However, this is kind of an exception, I think, as we are going to see this cold front come in about 48 hours after the front that's coming coming in Friday, bringing us rain. Still some snow out there in Montana, another push of rain moving into Oregon, but not much around here. We do expect rain, though, as we get into Friday. As far as your Wednesday goes, another really nice day. We start off in the mid-40s, so we start off a little bit warmer. If you've been walking and jogging, probably still need a little bit of a jacket out there for the first few hours after sunrise. Here's that next weather maker. Told you we'd be timing this out, and what we're looking at is a cloudy start to your Friday. Temperatures start off probably in the upper 50s at some point. And then as we get towards noon, we start to see a better chance of showers, a few thunderstorms, but the severe weather threat still looks very, very low the way this is all coming in. We always want to monitor that here in the month of November, though. But the rain heaviest at times in the late afternoon, early evening hours, so may have to change some of your evening plans. This is 11 o'clock. Looks like this rain may hang on until about 2 o'clock in the morning or so, early Saturday morning. And again, some thunderstorms can't be ruled out. But this won't be the main cold front. The main cold front is coming in Sunday night into Monday. In fact, Sunday afternoon, the temperatures will be in the mid-50s. Huntsville Havoc in town this Sunday. Down to freezing Monday morning. Bitter cold for Tuesday morning at 26. 44 for the high Monday, but a flurry or two possible as this Arctic air moves in. So this is quite a change. 70s out there this week, 44 if we're lucky for the high on Monday, down to 26. Again, Tuesday coming up will be Veterans Day. We'll talk more about this at 4. Of course, social media, you'll find it everywhere on that too. Whenever we get a big change like this, it usually draws quite a bit of attention. So we'll update you coming up at 4, 5, 6, and then again tonight at 10.